to our friends on the East Coast, good afternoon to our friends in the West, and especially to our friends here at our Brahinsky Center for Social Justice headquarters, our brand new home here in Princeton, New Jersey. Those of you watching at home, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you being here in the Social Justice Power Hour, coming at you live tonight. This is a packed house on this very rainy, ugly, dastardly evening that we're going to make beautiful by making beautiful music together. And I want to thank Noemi and Guy and David for being with us tonight. Our first Friday folk series that we've been doing for quite a while now on the Social Justice Power Hour. Social Justice Power Hour, for those of you who don't know here, we've been doing this every single freaking weeknight since the pandemic started. No exaggeration, we haven't missed a night, haven't missed a beat. We've done it over 600 shows. And it's pretty phenomenal. And those of you who are in a house, when the show's over, you can see on those two bookshelves over the mantle there, those are all the authors that have been on the show. We've had amazing conversations, amazing concerts, amazing and meaningful moments shared. So please do check it out on our Facebook page and do all those tools, the devil, Twitter and Instagram and Grindr and all the rest of it. When the show's over, please do visit the merch table in the back. Tonight is pay what you can and whatever is in your hearts and within your means. So please support the center, please support our programming. By the way, here in-house, we are going to be offering such an incredible slate of programming. We have our Queer History Archive, which is set up, and we're going to make it even more meaningful by adding to it and having things that people can see and feel and touch and hear and be a part of. We're starting, I'm really, really proud of this, we're starting a birth justice program here at the center. We are going to have monthly HIV testing and a whole slew of other things. But that's not what you call tonight. Tonight is about the music, tonight is about the camaraderie, tonight is about the community. So thank you for coming out. Please do be with us here at the center here in Princeton, New Jersey. And make sure you do come out. Tomorrow, for those of you that are here in town, we have our first volunteer meeting for the Pride Parade. And for those of you that may not be here in town, but wherever you may be, make sure you come out for the Pride Parade, June 18th. We organized the first one here in town 3 years ago, and now that it is safe and we can be together again in community, we're going to come out loud and proud. So come out and be with us. June 18th is the Pride Parade, but tonight, my friends, tonight, David Brahinsky, Naomi Bolton, Guy DeRosa, coming at you live from the Brahinsky Center for Social Justice headquarters here in Princeton, New Jersey, and live to you at home on the Social Justice Power Hour. We love you all at home. We love you even more here. Be well, everybody. Be good. Enjoy the freaking show.
Woo!
Yeah, so tonight we're doing protest songs part 2. We did the first one last month, and I think we're going to plan to do it in the fall when we come back. A few more shows of protest music. So this first one we're doing is a traditional Girl Scout song written by Glendola Gosling and Viola Wood. I know that people have been singing this for many, many decades. Care Princeton Yoga Center on Orchard Road. And it's a benefit for Ukraine. That'll be one thing. There's a lot of other things happening that day, including a Tai Chi exhibition. So this next tune, this is a Pete Seeger tune. He was scheduled to sing this next song on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour on CBS in 1967, but the network decided to cut it from the show. But a few months later, in January of '68, he got word that he could do it, and he flew out to California to do the song. So, of course, another. I think of the first song, "Peace of the River is Coming." You could say it's a protest against war. This is another one. It's called "Waist Deep in the Big Money." kind of introduced a lot of people to these. What do you got to do? This one is called Talking Union, and this was done by the Almanac Singers back in the 40s. Now, if you want higher wages, let me tell you what to do. You got to talk to the workers in the shop with you. You got to build your union, make it strong, but if you all stick together, boy, it won't be long. You get shorter hours, better working conditions, vacations with pay, taking kids to the seashore. Well, it ain't quite this simple, so I better explain just why you got to ride the union train. Because if you wait for the boss to raise your pay, we'll all be waiting till Judgment Day. We'll all be buried, gone to heaven. St. Peter leaves a straw balls to them. Now you know you're underpaid, but the boss says you ain't. He speeds up the work till you're about to faint. You may be down and out, but you ain't beaten. You can pass out a leaflet, call a meeting, talk it over, speak your mind. Decide to do something about it. Of course, the boss may persuade some poor damn fool to go to your meeting and act like a stool. You can always tell a stool, though, that's a fact. He's got a yellow streak running down his back. He doesn't have to stool. They always get along. What he takes out of blind men's cups. Well, you got a union now, and you're sitting pretty. But some of the boys on the steering committee, the boss won't listen when one guy squawks, so he's got to listen when the union calls. You better. Your mind is lonely. Everybody decided to walk out on it. Well, suppose that working is so hard it's just outrageous. Paying your starvation wages. You go to the boss and boss would yell, "Before I raise your pay, I'll see you all in hell." Well, he's puffing a big cigar. Feeling mighty slick. Because he thinks he's got your union licked. But he looks out the window and what does he see? But 1,000 pickets in the old breeze. A bastard, unfair, slave drivers. Bet he beats his wife. Well, boys, you come to the hardest time. The boss will try to bust your picket line. He'll call out the police, the National Guard, to tell you it's a crime to have a union card. They'll raid your meeting. They'll hit you on the head. They'll pull every one of you goddamn red. Unpatriotic Japanese spies sabotaging national defense. But out at Ford, here's what they found, and out at Bolton, here's what they found, and out at Alice Chambers, here's what they found, and down in Bethlehem, here's what they found. But if you don't let red baiting break you up, if you don't let stool pigeons break you up, and if you don't let vigilantes break you up, and if you don't let race hatred break you up, you'll win. What I mean, take it easy, but take it. Take it easy, but take it. That's the line that has lived forever. A lot of people speak, remember that line. So this next tune is called Joe Hill. Joe Hill was a songwriter and an itinerant laborer, a union organizer. In 1914, he was accused of a murder via the uncertain testimony of two eyewitnesses. He was convicted and executed, but a campaign to exonerate him, which did not save his life, continued after his execution. It appears that a woman that he had, am I reading the word right? A wound, it's my handwriting. A wound that he had, which was attributed to the encounter. I know that a woman was involved, but a wound was involved too. He was wounded, and it was attributed to an encounter with the murder victims, but actually it was due to an encounter with an angry husband of a woman that he happened to be with, but he refused to testify to this so as not to harm the reputation of the lady. He's viewed as a martyr to the cause of labor rights by labor activists to this day. This song was written by Earl Robinson and has been recorded by Paul Robeson, Pete Seeger, Joan Baez, Phil Oakes, Bruce Springsteen, among others. I dreamed I saw Joe Bill last night, alive as you and me. Since I was Joe, you're 10 years dead. I've never died, says he. I've never died, says he. In Salt Lake, Joe, says I, it was standing by my bed. Says Joe, but I ain't dead. Says Joe, but I ain't dead. The God force to shot you, Joe. They killed you, Joe, says I. Ain't more than guns to kill a man. Says Joe, I didn't die. Says Joe, I didn't die. Time in the Mississippi State Penitentiary, the oldest and only state penitentiary in Mississippi. It opened in 1901 with 4,840 inmate beds. Another name for He doesn't mention the name here. A lot of blues songs have parchment farm in it. Oh, actually he does. He mentions it in here. You'll hear it in a minute, and you'll say, wait a minute, he does mention it. Never will forget the day you had me in parchment jail. Ain't no one to go my bed. Well, I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. You know, I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. So many days I've been sailing on down. Sailing on down, looking down at my toes. I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. Yeah, I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. So many days that they didn't come, they carry me out in the rain and snow. I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. So many days, the day would be come, you could stare at me, convict pose. I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. You know, I wonder how long before I can change my clothes. Now this next two tunes are by a fellow I had never heard before, until my friend Alan Goodhart turned me on to this guy's album, and I listened to these two songs. Alan's right here, by the way, and I said, "Oh, we can do these songs, all right." This one is called "Make It Great." Alistair Mook is his name. Any of you heard of Alistair Mook besides Alan? I never had either. It's called "Make It Great," and maybe you can gather what it might be about. Love it or leave it is us against them. We're gonna make it great again. This once was the land of the free and the brave. We all had it good here, except for the slaves. And when we came here, this country was pure and pristine. The skies were all blue and the trees were all green. We fought for the rights of the nation we built, and all here rejoice, except for the natives we killed. Yeah, but then we built cities, new roads and great ports, protected by men aloft in great forts. And then came the railroads that stretched to the seas. We all had it good, unless you were Chinese. Dear In the
We love Carol.
Oh, you love Carol. It's called Bread and Roses, and it was written by James Oppenheim in 1906. We're doing this in B flat.
We're allowed to sing along, right?
Please, please. give me a note or something?
B flat.
No.
F.
No, just two fifths. Our fancy tuners stopped working, both of them. Actually, you know what I can do? My kids taught me how to do this recently.
Modern technology.
All right.
Then we'll leave that too.
This is C. I'm playing in the G position. Long-haired preachers come out at night, and they tell you what's wrong and what's right. When you ask them for something to eat, they will answer in voices so sweet. You will leave by and by in that glorious land above the sky. Work and pray the whole day. You'll be high in the sky when you die. This next tune was written in 1932 for a musical, Americana, based on Jay Gurney's Jewish mother's lullaby that she used to sing to him, and he wrote the song based on it. Republicans at the time, 1932, saw it as an anti-capitalist propaganda, and attempts were made to ban it from the radio. Later it was recorded by Bing Crosby, Al Jolson, Woody Allen, and it was released just before FDR's first election and became #1 hit. It came to be seen as an anthem to the shattered dreams of the era. This is a song written by Malvina Reynolds. Things get screwed up with the tables. They always throw things just a little bit off. You do the best you can. As Theodore Kelly used to say, it's good enough for folk music. I cannot sleep, thinking of the children who cannot sleep, gone supperless to bed. I cannot sleep, thinking of the young ones who roam the streets, no place to lay their heads. If there were one, it would be cause to wonder. If there were one, it would be cause to weep. But people, they number in the hundreds, and for each one I cannot sleep. Stores are full, bins are overflowing, inside of food, hungry children wait, and to the streets, the young ones they're going, because at home there's nothing on the plate. If there were one, it would be cause to wonder. If there were one, it would be cause to weep. But people, they number in the thousands, and for each one I cannot see. We will not sleep, my sisters of the city. We will not sleep, my brothers of the plow, until we have shared the wealth we have created, and there is food for those who hunger now. If there were one, it would be cause to wonder. If there were one, it would be cause to weep. But people, they number in the millions, and for each one I cannot sleep, until there are none. We will not sleep. So we have a few more here that we can do. You getting tired? You want a few more?
Here.
A few more. This is from Woody Guthrie. Some of the words are a little archaic, but you won't mind. There once was a human maid who never was afraid of losing geeks and company things and days. Shared all they agreed, went to the Union Robeson, of course, lived not far from here, and there's the museum. And this song was actually originally a song in 1927 in Showboat, Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein. But Robeson made it into a protest song. There's an old man called the Mississippi. That's the old man I don't like to be. What does he care if the world's got troubles? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old man river, old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, keeps on rolling along. We don't plant taters, we don't plant cotton, and them that plant them are soon forgotten. But old man river, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, with sweat and strain, body all aching, racked with pain. Broke that bar and lift that bell. You show a little quit, and you land in jail. But I keep laughing instead of crying. I must keep fighting until I'm dying. An old man river just keeps rolling along. All right, we got two more. We're going to do a Peter Yarrow tune, which is a protest song. It was written during the Vietnam War. I think it's his greatest song that he ever wrote. It's not that well known. It's called The Great Mandala. And, yeah. So I told him that he'd better shut his mouth and do his job like a man. And he answered, listen, Father, I will never kill another. He thinks he's better than his brother who died. What the hell does he think he's doing to his father who brought him up right? Take your place on the great mandala as it moves through your every moment of time. Win or lose now, you jailer not to bother with his meal of bread and water today. He is fasting till the killing's over. He's a martyr, he thinks he's a prophet, but he's a coward. He's just playing a game. He can't do it, he can't change it. It's been going on for 10,000 years. Take your place on the great mandala, and it moves through every moment of time. Win or lose now, you must choose now. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. Tell the people they are safe now. Hunger stopped him, he lies still in his cell. Death has dragged his accusations. We are free now, we can kill now, we can hate now, we can end the world. He's not guilty, he was crazy, and it's been going on for 10,000 years. Take your place on the great mandala, as it moves through every moment of time. Win or lose now, you must choose now. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. Yeah. I said two words wrongly. Death has gagged his accusations, and we're not guilty. He was crazy. I said something wrong. There you go. All right, we're going to finish up with a traditional song, a spoof, a serious spoof. It's called Soup Song. Anybody know that song? Soup Song. It's done to the melody of My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. Depression song. Way back in the days of the Depression, I didn't have enough to eat, but that didn't bother me, mister. I was fed from my head to my feet with soup, soup. Fed me a bowl of soup, 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 soup. They gave me a bowl of soup. One day the depression was over. I almost was back on my thing I was told. They said I was faithful and loyal. Now even before I get old, they give me soup. They gave me a bowl of soup, 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 soup. They gave me a bowl of soup. You wanna play? Now I saved 15 cents from my banker to buy me a car and a yacht. I went down to draw out my fortune. This is the answer I got. They gave me a bowl of soup, 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 soup. They gave me a bowl of soup. Now I thought that my country would help me. I went out to bleed and to die. I fought in the war for my country, and this was my country's reply. They gave me a bowl of soup, 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 soup. They gave me a bowl of soup. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Mike Rosa, Norman Bolton, and David Brahinsky. And all y'all, please give it up for yourselves for coming out on a rainy night. Thank you for being here at Bayard Weston Center for Social Justice headquarters here in beautiful Princeton, New Jersey. It's been a difficult week, to say the least. Politically, personally, any way you cut it up, it's been a moment. And I want to thank you three, and I want to thank all y'all out here for being with us in community and camaraderie, because that's what really counts. And that's how we will defeat the evil that is out there. And make no mistake, that's what it is evil. And we are good. And we will persevere. I want to thank you again for being here. We will be here every single freaking weeknight in the Power Hour, folks. And we'll be here every day physically at our safe space here at the Bayard Weston Center for Social Justice. We are here every weekday as a safe space for anybody that needs one. We're going to start opening up on Saturdays too, as soon as we can gather the forces and our people. So if you want to volunteer for Saturday, come on out. Speaking of Saturday, tomorrow at 9 a.m. we're doing Kriya Yoga right here. Friends and allies and community. So please come out, do a Saturday salutation, welcome the sun with us. And then at 11 a.m. we have our volunteer meeting for the Pride Parade, which is June 18th. We do this First Friday Folk Series every first Friday. We start off, we've been here for over 12 hours now today. We started this morning with our First Friday breakfast for the community. And we are here tonight with our First Friday Folk Concert. Next month we're doing a special Pride concert. And then the following month, July 1st, do get your tickets now. We have flyers here in the center, and you at home, there's a link on our Facebook. John Wesley Harding, aka Wesley Stace, will be coming out here live. He's phenomenal. He's extraordinary. We're all extraordinary. So join us, and let's be together in community once again. And remember, this month we'll be starting our Birth Justice program here at the physical space. I'm getting used to having a physical space. We'll be doing HIV testing here, free and confidential. We'll be doing so much with you, with all of us. Those of you that are here, there's merch in the back. Buy some merch, support us. There's a little donation jar. Please be kind. Give whatever's within your means, within your hearts. You at home, there's a link. Hey, pony up. You're at home, you're singing along. Enjoy. We love you all. Until soon, much love and respect. Be good to each other. Be good to your families, chosen or otherwise. And most especially this week, especially these times. Be good to yourselves. You need it, and we need you here with us.